Using sophisticated techniques, they extract the preserved blood from the mosquito and, bingo, dino DNA.
Thank you so much for joining us today on Real Business Roundtable. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed today and got some value out of it. Don't mind me. I'm a little lethargic, a little tired. We're all sick. I'm sick.
I'm not sick.
He's not sick. I'm just down, but I'm good. My brain still works. No, halfway, 50%. But okay, so today we're going to talk about a form of marketing that isn't like direct marketing. We're talking about your DNA is your marketing. And so I was just explaining to Andy what I meant by that. I was watching a podcast recently where a guy was talking about this, and it made a lot of sense. And I wanted to kind of intertwine it with different types of businesses. That kind of gets me into it. So think about, a perfect example of what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
If you took a Bugatti, a Chiron,
Yeah.
and you took the badge off of it, you would know what that is.
Yes.
If you took a Koenigsegg and you took the badges off of it, you would know what that is.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that is the DNA of their manufacturing of their cars. Okay. So this guy was a developer, and his DNA was his architecture. If he built a building in New York or in Japan or wherever, people who know that building. They know the name before they even look into that building and who the actual architect is. That is a certain form of marketing in a sense. And I don't even really like calling it marketing because it's more of like a passion for the thing that you have and creating something so different. It's a brand experience. That's, perfect. Mm-hmm. And creating something that's so different and so unique that it screams you. And it becomes well known, obviously, and it just something. Whatever you do in business needs to scream you. It needs to be your DNA, and that's kind of what I want to get into. Because the way he explained it was amazing, and it's true. If you do something well enough and you make it unique and different than others, only people who look at your thing that you do will know it's you without even looking at a brand name or logo or anything like that. And there's so many different, examples of that, like I mentioned with cars. If car people who would work in the automotive world or work in automotive realm, you could take the badges off the cars and you could name the car. You could take for more sportier cars, you could literally, some people, you could take everything away except for the sound of the exhaust. And some people will know what that brand is. That is your DNA. That is the DNA. Same with architecture. Same with, really anything you could do. And I guess I wanted to talk about that today to figure out how you do that within your business.
Well, first, for me personally, I make sure that, like, the thing that I'm known for is driving revenue. That's kind of like the thing. Like,
personally,
driving revenue. If I'm working with someone and they 3X, 4X, 5X, and they happen to know of us, they'll say, hey, you working with Andy and his team. So that's, for our industry to have that, whether if you're talking about creative and having a certain style.
I would also say that a style of creative as well.
Yeah. So like, for example, when we're building out websites for people,
there's a style to it. Yeah.
They have a look, they pop, they go, they convey what the customer does in a blink of an eye.
Yeah.
And literally allows the visitor of that website to experience what they're doing and to see. So we all know seeing is believing, right? So when we build out a web presence for a client, we want to make sure that that landing page is representing what they're going to experience. Mm-hmm. I guess you could say that.
Yeah,
That aside from driving revenue is our brand's DNA.
And now, obviously, this changes a lot. Like you could say, like art, right? You know a Banksy piece when you see one, right? So it's like there's so many different. There's a big spectrum of how much you can do this within your business, but you can at the end of the day.
I think the key is to be unique.
and consistent.
Yeah, be unique, be consistent, and be yourself. Don't necessarily copy competition and stuff like that. So like, for example, in our industry, a lot of people are focused on the movements. Like, oh, we did this, we did that, but what about the results? There's a big disconnect there. So sometimes that experience for a client when they work with an agency is lackluster when it comes to results. We're very results driven. And I try to make sure that the client understands that we are focused on the results.
Yeah. I mean, and honestly, like, I think that the most valuable takeaway from just this topic is be yourself and unique.
Yes.
So much that people know your work
okay.
from your consistency. So consistency obviously is key with this. If you could be making content, you could be, doing marketing, you could be consulting, there's so many different ways that you can do this. But as long as you are yourself, which is unique, and you are consistent with the work that you do and it's good work, your DNA will be your marketing. That will naturally drive people to want to work with you, right? We have clients that we've done a good job with, and people know that we worked with them. We were very consistent with what we did, what we provided, the growth that we provided, and the word got around. I mean, we were unique in certain ways within the campaigns, and people knew. And we didn't have to spend any money to get people in through that. We didn't have to, you know what I'm trying to get to? It's a type of marketing, and it's extremely valuable, especially in construction too. That's another one. In content creation. If you look at videos online and you see a Casey Neistat video, he won't be in the video, but you know that he did it, right? It's another example of why it's so important and how powerful it can be.
You'll see this with restaurant groups too.
Restaurants is a perfect example.
So they'll have like 5 different restaurant brands in their portfolio, and you kind of go there and you notice there's like this similarity
in the food, in the
menu
taste,
design,
yeah.
The way the bar's set up and everything, and you're like, this kind of looks similar to these other guys, and you find out that they own them.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. I mean, no, that's a great point. And honestly, this is a great way to build a business if you look at it at a very high level. So, you were saying don't copy. I would almost,
like, okay, I'll tell you how passionate I am about not copying is if somebody with a lot of attention and a lot of like limelight on them uses a word too much and it becomes popular to use the word. Yeah. I will not use the word. I will fight against the word. Dude, I'm telling you, I resist. Yeah. I resist like the trendy.
What's a word recently that you're talking? Like, what's an example?
Like, dude, I was. The recent one that I hate. I shouldn't use the word hate. I greatly dislike. To the folks at home, hate's a bad word. The word. Oh, can you guys tell me? Hey, young folks, what does it mean when someone writes melt? Like you're a snowflake?
What?
Melt.
No, I have no idea.
Everyone's saying melt now on social media. Like they go da melt.
Oh, well, the context is very important here, man.
So, okay, for example, somebody said something and I wrote nobody cares, and they went, but you cared enough to comment melt.
Yeah, it's
what does that mean? What is that?
It's kind of like
what is
dude?
this?
Well, think about like body behavior when that person said that. Like you cared enough to comment. Like
melt. What is this melt?
Like melt, like
I can't stand
it.
I'm
dead. You say dead all the time. Like I'm dead. Like
so that's an example of a word that I won't.
That's funny because I haven't heard that one, but I know what they meant.
It's up and coming. It's up and coming.
No, yeah, like
simmering.
Yeah,
it's simmering.
Yeah,
and I see it on social media. My hair is crazy today. I apologize.
I'm the same. I just got a haircut, but I didn't put any gel in it. We're gonna move on from that though. So, because I don't want to.
I'm no bullshit. I was using the word hustle in relation to business way before it became like a thing.
Yeah, that's
way before. And if I do the math, it was 2009. Hold on. No, I'm sorry. 2010. or 11, I started using the word hustle.
Well, that's what it started
and
becoming.
then everybody saying
started, like,
it.
the
I'm like,
culture kinda.
shut the f up.
Yeah. Well, everyone started. Yeah, everyone's.
It was disgusting. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna say
Movies coming out
I'm
named
gonna
Hustle.
say I'm gonna say work hard.
driven.
I'm gonna say work hard. You say scale, I'll say grow.
Okay, but
I'm
aside
not going
from
to use
that-
it. I hate the buzzwords. I hate the popular buzzwords that people use. It irks me because I'm like, when I'm speaking to someone, I want to be genuine enough where they're like, yeah, they're not throwing buzzwords at me. Dude, even on the Shark Tank, the sharks get annoyed with it.
Yeah.
Are you serious? He's an idiot. He's a con artist. You. We're all out.
People
They're like,
love
stop,
buzzwords.
stop. Stop saying-
Corporate America loves buzzwords, bro. I'm talking about within a business. So like I genuinely believe that if you want to be successful, there's two things that will get you closer to being successful, and that is copying or
It's one thing to be inspired.
Well, wait,
but don't carbon copy.
Well, I don't know about that, bro.
Pisses me off.
Wait. Copy or execute a good business plan. Copy a good business plan or good business model, and then be unique and be yourself. Listen to why.
Twist it.
I'm going to
and
give you a
make it
perfect
you.
example. Yes.
Make it you.
But you can copy that business plan, though. That business model, dude, like, look at Prest. Perfect. Spot on.
Dude, he took one place
Yeah.
and flipped it and made it better. That's a
Yes.
good example.
Yeah.
I'm talking about someone who literally, like, really copies.
Well, okay. There's a
Okay,
spectrum
I'll
of it.
give you an example. So one of our consultancies has a name. I had a buddy that was working for some other digital group. Big one. I think publicly traded. They started using a spin-off on our name for one of their products. And I got a text message and he's like, dude, I was just in a meeting and I just told the director that they can't use this name because it's already, and they were like, oh yeah, we'll just, if they have a problem, they'll send us a letter. And they didn't give a shit. But that's copying. That is copying.
Well, that's the name of something that's
no,
obviously-
they called the program, the specific program, the name.
Yeah.
And I was like,
So that's
copying.
That's a bad
just so you know, for the
version of copying.
No, it wasn't just the name, bro. It was the program.
So that
Bang,
okay,
bang, bang,
Yeah,
all the services.
Well, they just
and
literally
made a
carbon copied it.
They made a flyer, and they're like, "Yeah, it's this." And somebody told me about it. And I'm like, "Wow, I guess imitation's the sincerest form of flattery." But that was like blatant. It was.
Yeah. Well, at the end of the day, you guys are unique to you.
Yeah.
And that's what made you excel. And I don't know what happened with them.
Yeah.
but
Just my
but-
hair is so messed up.
it's all right, bro. You look good. But like at the end of the day, I don't know why what this guy was saying like resonated with me a lot, because like it's true. It's very true. Like I don't like carbon copies. I don't like no business should be the exactly the same. It doesn't make any sense. There needs
No,
to
it's a
be
pride
some
thing.
unique.
It's a pride thing.
There
too.
needs to be some unique.
I want a different car. I always want to be different.
Yeah.
I wanted a different car than everybody else. I wanted a different watch than everybody else.
Well, that's you.
Me. I like being unique.
Yes.
Jay's the same way. Jay's very unique. Jay, I think he's that times 10 being unique. It's just a thing that, and that's probably why me and him are so close, is we both are existentialists, I think they call them, or like the unique.
Yeah.
You know, I don't like following the herd. That's just not my vibe. It's not my jam.
Yeah.
If I'm the odd duck, then so be it. But I'm going to be me. You know what I'm saying? And I
Yeah.
think people appreciate that in the business setting.
I think they do.
They say, wait a minute, hold on, you don't charge you don't charge hourly? Now, that's not everything across the board, but we
Yeah.
do have a program that's not hourly, and it's attractive. And people go, you're the only guy or girl, whoever, you're the only company that doesn't charge hourly for this thing. And I go, yeah, because I want to be different. You want to know why? Because it annoys clients when you hit them with hourly charges. The uncertainty. It's the uncertainty. And we want to talk about brand's DNA. That's our DNA, is giving our clients happiness, joy, and peace of mind. Forget about driving growth and creating a better quality of life for the client. Let's actually talk about the raw emotions that you're creating. No hourly, okay? No hourly billing, no surprises, peace of mind. Driving revenue to 3x, 4x, 5x. Happiness, joy, excitement, looking forward to the future. Where are we going to go from here? Oh my God, right? It's those raw emotions
Experience.
that are around our brand's
Yeah.
DNA that we create for clients.
Yeah. No, that's good.
It's a big, big, big thing. And then the clients you build up friendship, you build trust, you get referrals. You always look out for the client. Try to be different. Okay. So unfortunately in my industry, I am not saying everybody. There's a lot of not so, how do I put this? This is just, there's not so much savory, kind people in our industry, unfortunately. There are some good dudes, good girls, good people, right? But there is an abundance of douchery. There is an abundance of douchery. I want twinkles, something, right? There is an element of this. I don't know what it is. I'm very open-minded. If somebody knocks on my door and says, I have a widget, I want to learn about it. I want to be open-minded. Sometimes these other folks in my industry are very dismissive to the point that they don't realize that the dismissive, right? That could be creating a loss of opportunity for your clients, right? Think about it for a minute, right? So there's an issue with that. So what I strived to be like was the polar opposite of that douchiness, where I wanted to go the extra mile for the client. I didn't give a fuck about the hours. I wanted to get the job done. I wanted to see revenue come in, right? And slowly the client goes, these guys actually give a shit. That's the brand's DNA that hits right here in the chest, and then you end up working with that person throughout their almost entire entrepreneurial journey. That's how I separated myself from competition.
Yeah.
Versus being the tight-assed, just the like the guy that nitpicks every little thing, that writes the emails that are 400,000 words. It's unnecessary, dude. Just chill out.
No, yeah, and that is all part of your
Brand's
DNA.
DNA.
Your brand's DNA, 100%. For the folks at home.
Yeah, for the folk.
Yo,
listen, if you're trying to start a business and you want to build your brand's DNA, the first thing you need to do is think about the experience that the customers that currently use the product, the service, let's say you do have some competition, look at like the experience that those current customers are experiencing, and then ask yourself, how can I think in the customer's benefit? Put yourself in the client or customer's shoes. Okay?
Yeah.
That's going to give you a little bit of insight into what direction to take.
Yeah.
Because if you focus on how the customer feels, what the customer experiences, in your own opinion, ask yourself, would I like that? No, let's step back for a minute. Would I like to get surprised with hourly bills that I never fucking approved? No. Right? Okay? So in certain situations, we don't bill hourly. Peace of mind. In any industry, apply how your customers feel through the entire journey, and that will be a great starting point for you, Jake.
So that's huge and very important for the service industry. And now when we're talking about everything else, you need to use your own personal DNA and be consistent. You need to use your own personal touch and be consistent, because as you grow, as you get bigger, people will know you for what you do, the content you create, the architecture you do, the cars you make, the buildings you build, the work you do, whatever it is, in anything. Be yourself, be personal. Don't fray away from that in business, because it's not going to help you at the end of the day.
Go outside the blueprint.
Yeah.
Just because somebody follows a certain blueprint and a certain roadmap, and this also goes for life. It goes for life. Don't have to follow in everybody else's blueprint pathway. Make your own yellow brick road and enjoy it. Live it up in business and in life. Make your own way and be the architect of your own life and your own business. And make it so unique that people go, wow, this is really special. And then that way you convey that and the customer's like, holy crap.
One thing I wanted to actually point out is that, I've kind of given examples on why this is important on like the companies that have exploded because of it. I mean, these companies are huge because they did that. They had their personal touch. Think about like Louis Vuitton, Balenciaga, Gucci. I mean, all these different brands, like, what you're looking at. Hermes. I mean, they're like all these different brands. Exactly. Everything that, all these big companies have their own personal touch. They have their difference, they have their uniqueness, and that's very important to just build off of and grow off of. Thank you so much for joining us today on Real Business Roundtable. Hope you enjoyed today's episode. Please like, subscribe, turn on post notifications to get notified every single time we post a new episode. Check us out on Instagram for clips, updates, and more. Also TikTok. Peace out.